entire league is built on.
That's right.
If you thought he was salty at number one, wait till you see number two.
Now my fucking feet are wet. Pisses me off.
You got wet socks, dude.
I'm sitting in the goddamn bushes.
Second place is nothing but wet socks.
It's going to be a great year of Cody being told he's not the champion. It's going to be great.
Well, the best part is that third place won more money than he did.
Hey, look,
we did.
I believe in all.
That's right.
Nothing.
I got my money back.
I don't think there should be a payout that isn't champion.
Yeah, I beat Erica, didn't I?
That wasn't
the case. Sure I did. Yeah, I think I got third. Yeah.
You forgot? That's how much this league means to you?
Well, it's been a while. We don't remember anything but championships here, guys. It's for real.
That's fair.
Respect.
You know, it is what it is.
Speaking of respect, I get to actually respect someone in the podcast now, which is great.
I respect the league.
Like I get to bring in a much better energy into this three-piece conversation and just tag team completely on Patrick's non-winning ass.
It's true.
Well, hey, it ain't gonna last long, man. I'm more ready this year than ever.
It'll last at least a year.
I've reignited my faith.
So you get fourth place again.
We are ready. We've been best balling. We've been best balling for months.
Sorry, you said 30 drafts under my belt.
desperate balling. What'd you say?
Yeah, you said desperate wrong. I've been desperate.
Well,
Patrick, I don't believe that when you look
at a lot of legwork.
When you look at all the work you put in, because you put in more work than anyone else, and it's still resulting in you not winning any championships, maybe you should start thinking about a different strategy other than just working the hardest.
Okay. Need I remind you, that my primary downfall is trading too much.
Knowledge?
Trading too much. It is. It is. It's trading too much.
Knowing too much.
Look at the trades I made last year.
When they ask you what your biggest flaw is, you're like, I just work too hard. Yeah, I can't too much.
That's true. Yeah,
I have a hard time.
My biggest weakness is actually strength. I mean, that's interviewing 101. Come on now.
I have a hard time turning my battery off.
I mean, after I'm done working, I just want to work more. I mean, I don't understand. Sometimes I actually don't know what
I'm actually loyal to a flaw.
I'm trying to give myself weighty right now. Please take me.
Sometimes I give too much praise to my coworkers. Sometimes I'm too available to help. You know, it's tough. But hey, anyway, all I'm trying to say is I trade too much. We learned our lesson.
We lost the champion today. Oh, he's back.
Oh, it was a short-lived reign. But anyway, I mean, we could talk about a lot of different stuff. Should we jump in and start talking about some football? We got AFC West to break down today.
Yeah, I think this is probably a good timestamp for that. AFC West or
AFC West, home of the champs, home of the burgeoning GOAT, Mr. Mahomes himself. I think you got to call him that now.
God, that's the best quarterback in the league.
He's been to 3 Super Bowls. He's very consistent. I mean, from the time that
everything's lining up, we're gonna be like Patriot 2.0 here.
We thought that we would maybe never see somebody beat some of Tom Brady's numbers, but that was 5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, the only contingency is that Andy Reid keeps his health long enough to support the campaign of Mr. Mahomes, because I think people got to remember that the coach matters a lot in that scenario. Yeah. Andy Reid is a fantastic coach.
I think if Patrick Mahomes gets an elbow injury sometime, we could be, because it is football. They're gonna protect him.
He's been banged up once or twice, Mm-hmm. So, and people aren't invincible. Brady got hurt. That was how Jimmy Garoppolo got his.
That was definitely Matt Castle.
Well, Matt Castle, that's true. Jimmy Garoppolo got in there for 4 or 5 games. Mm-hmm. No, that was Deflate Game. Yeah, that's when Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever.
Galapagos.
Jimmy Galapagos.
Jimmy G. Islands.
The tropical one himself.
Great segue, because he's the new starting quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's right. But you want to talk about the Raiders? Worst in the division? Start with the worst?
Let's do it.
I think they're probably the worst this year.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Yeah,
they did a whole lot.
Go ahead, Cody.
If Sean Payton is the answer to Russell Wilson, because remember how the entire league and us turned on Russell Wilson last year?
Hey, Russell Wilson cost me $30,000 because he had 5 chances to throw a touchdown and he couldn't do it. And then he throws an interception because
the first one of the cast.
Because he's throwing at Stephon Gilmore over and over again.
Okay.
Reigning defensive player of the year. Let's attack that guy. That sounds like a good idea. What are we doing?
I hear this, and I like this. Okay, perhaps we should take a small little poll. Who is the worst team in the AFC West? Because I do want to start with the worst. But
it's got to be the Raiders.
Is it? Think it's the Raiders?
Raiders. I don't know, man.
They don't have a quarterback right now. They don't even know if Jimmy G's going to be able to
Looking
play.
at the changes they've made, I would say, I think it's the Raiders. I think there's the most uncertainty because they're the only one changing quarterbacks.
I guess I wanted to bring it up to illustrate how low I think of the Broncos, but I think you're probably right. I think it has to be Vegas because Sean Payton.
Yeah. Because Sean Payton. And because they're the only team that's going to have a different quarterback under center than last year. And that means a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Raiders, okay. So we're talking about the Raiders. The Raiders have nothing on defense. They have one good defensive lineman. They have a few good young players. Okay.
They did have the two number one offensive weapons in fantasy last year.
And they franchised
Brandon Jacobs.
They franchise tag Jacobs too. So
is Devontae Adams known for, is Jimmy Garoppolo known for throwing the ball down the field?
I don't think so, but Devontae Adams is known for putting up 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns every year.
Well, here's this for changes this season. So they obviously they got rid of Darren Waller.
First
He's a giant
David
now.
Bowie reference of the pod. Love it.
What was that? What did I miss?
Changes.
Nice. But they added in his place Austin Hooper and OJ Howard. They added Jacoby Myers and they added Philip Dorsett. So it's going to look entirely different.
It's all short for Josh Jacobs. It's all every one of those receivers and the tight ends who used to be good talents. Hooper had one good year and has been cashing checks since that.
I agree. Completely overrated.
And OJ Howard was a great prospect that had a couple huge plays and has never done anything since. Can't say.
So we all agree that trading away Darren Waller as you're bringing in Jimmy G was kind of a dumb move.
They had to be just selling, right?
Yeah, selling on the seasons a couple of years ago where he was the big man. That's what was going on. Derek Carr wasn't doing shit anyway. He was just throwing up prayer balls all game long.
But is that a move of a team that's trying to reposition, or is that a move for a team that's trying to be a contender?
They're not a contender. They got to know they're not a contender.
No, they can't be because Kansas City's in their division. So if they want to contend, they're contending for a wild card, and they're
not going to beat the Chargers either. There's no chance.
No way. Not a chance.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So, and they're going to have a hard time beating the Broncos. So,
that might be true, unless the Broncos are still hot garbage because Russell Wilson is trash.
They may be. It might be between them and Houston for the worst team in the AFC this year.
Whoa!
Wow!
I think that's how bad the Raiders are. I think they're going to be real bad.
There is something to be said about the fact that Garoppolo is reunited with Josh McDaniels, so they have somewhat of a rapport. But I don't know how much that's going to matter.
He played good with him.
Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah, but he was also in the Patriots system, which is a system.
At some point, he did
it. So was Jacoby Myers, who's now on that offense too. He's in the huddle.
At some point,
a couple pieces that might.
He did it. So, we'll see.
When I say pieces that might click, I mean pieces that might click and get you third place in your division instead of fourth. You know what I mean? That's the ceiling. I feel like.
I hear you.
What I feel like is going to happen right now is Jimmy G. There's major concern in Las Vegas about Jimmy G's elbow. There's a real possibility that he gets cut because he's not healthy.
No way.
No way.
No, there absolutely is. If you look it up, there absolutely is real possibility that happens.
I'm glad there's a man with 3 monitors on this roster because, how do we not look that up?
That sounds like Jimmy G's elbow.
Yeah, that sounds like some speculation.
I believe it's his elbow. But all I'm
cut,
saying,
though? Come on.
If he can't play, then what do? You got to get rid of him, free up. You take the dead space, but take the free space to go get a quarterback that can help you compete.
There's a waiver in his contract that could result in the team cutting the QB. Per CBS Sports.
Told you. It's been all the rage for the
last whether or not that's likely or not.
Is it likely if he's healthy?
But it exists in his contract that he can't be traded? Okay. That's not that big of news.
No. There's a waiver in there that says he can be cut, in the contract is void, I think. Like, so they have the ability.
Is that what that says?
I think so. I don't know. Jake's the one that with the article in front of him. So
Yeah, I'm not
trust
reading and paying attention to this at the same time, so
Yeah.
we'll address it next time.
Come on, balance sheet. Get after it. All right. Anyway,
Fucking win the goddamn championship and gets complacent. Like, what the fuck is this?
I know.
These aren't stats I'm looking at. But that's not a number thing, gentlemen.
We don't have stats, gentlemen.
That's
exactly.
We are speculative journalists.
That's why it's your job.
My point being,
you heard it here first.
I don't think that Jimmy G.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Jimmy G is a good fit with Davante Adams. I don't think so.
I think anybody's a good fit with Davante Adams.
Thank you. I was thinking that same fucking thing.
Sure, but is Davante okay? This is the question we're asking because Davante Adams is sure as shit going to get drafted in the first round, right? I mean, he's not going out of the first round.
Yeah.
Is he going to live up to that? Is he going to live up to that draft?
If he plays 15 games or more, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Davante Adams. I mean, come on.
We all do.
He gave us so many glory years in Green Bay, so many fond memories, and he's a great player. But if he doesn't have a good offense around him, he's going to be hyper-targeted. Okay, he's going to be in the top 20 no matter what. There's no way he's not in the top 20 as wide receiver. So the risk in terms of him doing nothing is low, but the risk of him not meeting his draft capital,
I'm saying you could lose with him.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're saying he's towards the ceiling, which, you could say that about everybody drafted in the first round, right? They have farther to go down than they do to go up for potential.
Yes.
That's why
I think he's going to be overvalued because of his history. That's why I think.
Okay.
And then I also think Josh Jacobs is in the same boat because he got franchise tag. And if you've been listening to what he's been saying, the man
running backs just don't do it twice. Like him, you know what I mean? Like if
not like him.
Not like him. Remember that year that who's that? RG3's rookie year. They had some guy lead the league in rushing that year. He's like number 43 or something. He was even a Cowboy after that. Fuck, I can't remember his name. But he led the league in rushing one year, and you just think like
Alfred Morris.
Alfred Morris, thank you,
Alfie.
Yeah,
I remember Alfred Morris. He was great.
Loved Alfred Morris, but like no one was gonna be like, "Ooh, is Alfred Morris gonna lead the league again?" No.
His name was Alfred. I mean, come on.
Alfie.
Do I think Brandon Jacobs is better than Alfred Morris? Yes, but like, do I think they're that big a difference? No.
This is the question: is Brandon Jacobs the RB9? Is he worth that draft position? Should Brandon Jacobs go before Derrick Henry? Because I've seen him do that in some drafts.
It's hard for me to imagine RB9 solely as RB9. I'm thinking of like total like draft spot.
I've got them in the same tier.
Would you take Josh Jacobs? Oh, go ahead, Jake. Sorry.
That's it. Go ahead.
Would you take Josh Jacobs before? Well, yeah, before Derrick Henry. It's a good question because they're right next to each other.
I think it's a coin flip for me.
I would not, and it's closer. It's closer than you might think, but I would not. I would be taking.
I'm a little emotionally tied because of that overtime performance he got me last year.
That was beautiful.
Part of my string of luck that got me this beautiful thing over here.
Again, trade.
I would.
Well done.
Again, a trade that I handed away.
And I had Derrick Henry when I won mine. So
anyway, all I'm trying to say is,
so we're saying the running backs don't matter, but maybe they do.
I'll throw a few.
I guess Patrick's kind of disqualified from that question then.
Okay. Yeah, he wouldn't know.
Here's the thing. Bringing it back from the slander that has been associated with my name.
It's been a rough season for
various
Patrick.
moments of this podcast.
Hey, respect.
I will bring it back to the focus here. Anyway, let me throw a few more at you. Would you draft Josh Jacobs over Tony Pollard? Because he's also going right there too.
No, I wouldn't. Because I know what that offense is going to have to rely on in Dallas.
Would you draft him over Ramondre Stevenson? Because he's also going right there.
Yes, I would.
I would.
Okay. Well, there's the line. Because Ramondre is number 11, Jacobs number 9, Pollard's like floating right around there, and so is Henry on either side of 8 and 10. So in best ball drafts, but running backs draft position in best ball draft is fairly accurate, I would say, to what it is in half PPR. So the only thing what's really overvalued in best ball is the wide receivers because obviously they're the ones that are going to have boom games, and in best ball you get the best performances. So you want to take the wide receiver that 2 times a year is going to have a 30-point game. You want him on your team. So he's going to get bumped up 10 spots over what he would in season.
And on the Raiders, that's Devontae Adams.
I mean, that's true. Yeah. So in best ball, it makes a lot more sense. But the thing is still, even there, he's being taken like Devontae Adams normally in that is like a back of the first round, but he's being taken around like those running backs that I mentioned. Who else is there? Sometimes CeeDee Lamb will be down there. Are you taking Devontae over CeeDee? I don't think so, man. I'm taking CeeDee.
I don't.
That was tough too.
I think
real tough.
I think Devontae over CeeDee.
I think so too. Only because
I'm getting 15 every week, and I might miss a 30 here and there, but I'm getting 15 every week. It's like,
and I see crispness from Adams. I still see some like kind of like what are you thinking kind of mistakes from CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
So he's 31 though, and he's going to be 32 this year, man. It's getting old. That's about the time.
One year, that answer will change, and I just don't think I'm here yet.
It changed real quick for Julio. You never mind.
You're right.
I can do that, especially for wide receivers.
They lose half a step.
I ain't calling it. I ain't calling it this year.
He stepped up in Vegas and was immediately just a monster. And it was with Derek Carr. You know what I mean?
I want to say he had
Derek Carr is better than Jake thinks he is, though.
I want to say
it's an opinion. It's an opinion.
It is.
I want to say Devontae had something like 167 targets last year. Like, wild amount of targets.
Yeah. There was a couple weeks it was like 17 or 20. Yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah.
So if the Raiders are coming in fourth, who's coming in third in the division? Denver.
I want to say one more thing about the Raiders.
Denver.
Okay, because we talked about their main piece. We talked about the quarterback. We talked about Jacobs, right? We talked about Devontae. I think the other wide receivers.
Is Chandler Jones still there? Yeah. Fuck it. We've got their offense.
I believe
down.
so.
Yeah. But Michael Mayer is an interesting proposition at tight end. Rookie tight ends are hard to bank on, right? But I think you have a couple this year between Dalton Kincaid and Michael Mayer that might do something. It's possible. Like there might be a guy that in a if you with the right matchup and you're kind of trying to stream a tight end, I think those two could be guys that might hover right around like the tight end 11 and 12 mark.
You're talking about for the Raiders? Because we already touched on the fact they brought in two other tight ends. So like that's a crowded room to be banking on a rookie guy.
It's true.
But
especially this early until we see anything out of them.
That's true. But those guys are scrubs, and they drafted They drafted Mayer in was it the first or was it the early second? They drafted.
Well, like you said about rookie tight ends, that doesn't just happen.
Exist.
So you gotta look at it. You gotta see it first.
Yeah. I mean, look at Kyle Pitts had a bust year, and it was still one of the best years that a rookie tight end had ever had, which was crazy. That's how bad they usually are. So you're not wrong.
So maybe pump the brakes on all this.
Yeah, I just figured I'd mention it because he's there. He was drafted.
An extreme sleeper pick at this point.
Yeah,
but he's there.
So anyway, we talk about the Broncos next. Like it's clearly the Broncos.
Yeah, it's clearly the Broncos, right?
Yeah.
Got it. So, but good on them. I think the only major moves I saw adding Sean Payton, and they added let me check the name, a left guard from Baltimore, and then they added a right tackle too. So they're beefing up the line for
smart.
Awesome.
I'm really surprised that Sean Payton took that job.
Yeah.
You know why I think he took that job?
He must like Russell Wilson.
I think you have Denver, which is a growing town. It's a great sports city. And so it's a great market to be in, number one, if you're just talking about business. And the Denver Broncos have a lot of history. Okay. I think he sees a quarterback with similar characteristics, at least in play style, to Drew Brees. Is Russell Wilson Drew Brees? Absolutely not. But in terms of play style and the way he's set up, I think there's some similarities to be drawn there in terms of even just down to size and then also the way that they play the game.
That's fair, but it's also weighted against the fact that you just entered into a division with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
But
that's who you went hip to hip with. I know, but hey, I'm gonna take my second job after anybody will hire me because of what I've already done, and I'm gonna go there. And that's bold.
Maybe he's the type of guy who wants to be challenged.
Exactly. He's one of them gritty motherfuckers that does that kind of thing.
Yeah. He wants to go to Denver and show that he's one of the greatest coaches to ever do it because he's going to rebuild a program that completely imploded last year. That's what I think he's thinking.
Yeah, well, he'll get the chance.
Yeah. And the thing I think we need to talk about, the first story overall is Russell Wilson. Like, is he going to have it this year or is he done? Because this year is his make or break.
I think part of them bringing in 2 offensive linemen was to go, hey, man, we gave you some protection. We've given you an environment to succeed. So if you don't do it now, I don't think he'll fit. If he starts off this season as bad as he was playing in the middle of last year, I don't think he ends the regular season as a starter.
Absolutely. I think he's done. He might be completely done in the NFL in terms of like being a full-time starter if he flubs it again this year.
I hate to like be on that side of things, but when I turned on him last year, I turned heavy and I want to see him fail. I just do. I don't know what it is about the guy, but I don't want to root against him.
He turned into a jackass, and he's the most cringe quarterback.
Into a jackass, didn't he?
Like, yeah, he did. He never used to be like that, man. I used to love
think all
him too.
the teammates from Seattle coming out and really kind of throwing him under the bus and shedding some light on his character after he left, I think swayed public opinion quite a bit.
Yeah, I've been
Well,
swayed.
He got the big head, you know. It happens. But
if I was married to Sierra, I might too.
I knew that was coming up as soon as big head. I mean, how do you not?
But hey, man, all I'm trying to say is, you know, he does have a much better coach. I think a lot of the problems last year, he played bad, but also you had a coach that was not – he was not
outclassed.
Head coach. Hackett is not a head coach. He's a coordinator.
It was so obvious. It was so obvious.
He didn't know what he was doing. It wasn't the right role. It wasn't the right time. He wasn't ready. The team wasn't ready. You had some unfortunate injuries. You lost your stud running back.
He was worse than Jason Garrett.
Oof.
He absolutely was.
I'll bring that name back up. I'd probably forgotten about that man, that announcer in the USFL.
We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him in a minute here, but I think you guys are going to miss Kellen Moore this year a lot.
We'll talk about it now.
Yeah.
No. We got to finish with the Broncos because we got to talk about Javonte. Is Javonte going to be healthy? And where does he go? Where does he get drafted?
I'm probably into the third round.
I think that's too high.
You think
I wouldn't take Javonte until the back of the fourth, maybe the fifth.
Remind me what his injury was.
The worst injury that we've seen for a running back in quite a while. Like he completely, not just Achilles. He destroyed his entire knee, multiple ligaments in the knee. I think.
Okay,
no thanks.
Yeah, I don't want it.
And
he's not. You can plant on that leg. It won't be the same unless your name's Adrian Peterson, and I've only seen that once.
We're at the end of June. He lightly, the only thing he did for OTAs, he lightly jogged on the side. That doesn't bode well. You know, Breece Hall was moving and doing things, right? Breece Hall is expected to be there week 1, which was another catastrophic injury to a young running back, right? Not like Javonte, but man, it's one of those injuries that like he might have just got Donta Foreman. You know what I mean? Like where Donta Foreman literally was like recovering from an injury for 3 years and then finally was like right in the last like year, kind of.
So what do you think his ADP is then?
I'm telling you, man, I think I would take Cam Akers before him.
Whoa.
So where are you putting him?
I'm putting him in the mid. I'm putting Javonte 23, 24.
So probably like a 5th round pick in our league, maybe 4th.
Yeah, he's going to go higher than that. He's not going to be on my team.
Yeah, I mean, in a regular league, sure. In our league, he'll probably go 3rd round.
You know who I want is I want Samaje. Because I think
Samaje. Where did he go again?
Well, Samaje Piran's the backup out there. Wow, they brought him in out in Denver. He might be the starting running back for the first 6 weeks.
Got it.
Might be. But if he's only playing for 6 weeks, are you drafting him?
You want the starting running back in a Sean Payton offense. That's historically been very
even after what you saw in Denver last year.
I think so. Because what's gonna happen is
I'm not getting caught holding the bag on any offensive player wearing a Broncos jersey. And even if like Sean Payton's there, I gotta see it first. Which means I'm gonna miss on some things maybe. But like I will allow everyone else in this league to be holding Denver Bronco players. Fuck that.
I kind of feel the same way.
The two names,
Jerry Jeudy.
No, absolutely not. No. Judy, I think, is going to have a good year. I do. Now, am I going to draft him crazy
I heard
high?
that last
No.
year.
But if he falls to me, I would absolutely have Judy on my team. 100%.
Yeah, what does he have to fall to? Talk to me.
Judy in the drafts I've been in has been like 17, 18. That's about where he's going. Wide receiver 17, 18. Who else is
he's a wide
right around
receiver
there?
two.
He's
got potential wide receiver
two.
one, but he won't.
I just think, just remember, so if we're drawing parallels to
Russell
Sean
Wilson
Payton,
can't throw the ball more than 30 yards.
Michael Thomas ran 1,000 slants and was the wide receiver one year. I think Jared Judy's a very talented athlete, given the right play calling and the right
didn't
coach.
that guy? Oh wait, Michael Thomas. Never mind. I was thinking Demaryius Thomas. I'm like, didn't that man have Peyton Manning thrown to him? I'm like,
he also died.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, he died years ago.
Why are you bringing that vibe in here? Come on.
I mean, you brought it up, dude.
No, I didn't. I brought him up. You
Yeah.
brought it up. I
Also
brought him
true.
up. There's the difference.
Hey, man.
Yeah, you know he died.
That guy's dead, man. Let's talk about the living, huh?
Let's talk about Andy Reid and Patrick going, yeah, well, I hope he survives long enough to do it.
That's 2 for me, this podcast.
Wow.
Call this the morbid. Starting off morbid this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be morbid too if I were you.
Cryptic Pat, that's what they call him.
Hey, the crypt keeper. That's what they call me. Anyway. But what am I trying to say?
No idea.
No, I think Jerry Judy's worth it at the right price. I would have him on my team. I would also take a flyer.
As long as he doesn't have a stroke.
As long as he doesn't die. That's what's on my brain.
As long as he doesn't have a heart attack.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't Henry Ruggs himself out of the league.
As long as he doesn't get shot like Brian Robinson. I mean,
no fast cars, and he'll be just fine.
No crossing freeways while semi's coming, and that guy's on my team for sure.
Nice. Everybody
we just ran through a bunch.
Everybody liked that. Wow. I'm in it. That's good.
Nice.
I'm a fan of us.
Yeah.
We do
good
well.
Good job, y'all.
Way to go.
Anyway, I like Jared Judy. I think Greg Dulcich is going to be a decent option too. I think Dulcich flashed a few times at the end of last year. I think Sean Payton. I think what's going to happen, okay, because he needs to build confidence in this team. I think you're going to see a running game and a lot of short, easy passes, move the ball down the field, play fundamental football, and win games. Build confidence, and then open it up. I think he's not a moron. That's the way you coach this team.
I would agree with that. He's also not playing in a division known for defense. So, there's going to be lots of potential for points, too. I'll be slinging it to try and keep up with the Kellen Moore Chargers and the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs,
I'm excited to see that Kellen Moore offense and not San Diego.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the only other one in Denver to maybe watch as a flyer if some wide receivers get hurt, Marvin Mims was a highly touted wide receiver prospect. If you see Sutton go down early in the year, I think you can see Marvin Mims do something. I wouldn't draft him with anything but the last pick of the draft. But anyway, that's a good segue to the Chargers, yeah? We're just talking about Kellen Moore.
I think so. Yeah.
You guys remember how busy the offseason was for the Chargers last season? I don't remember all the moves they made, but I just remember. You remember?
Remember the Chargers?
They didn't hardly do shit this offseason except bringing Kellen Moore, unless I just missed a bunch of stuff. I know that they agreed to let Austin Eckler seek a trade. I saw that, but nothing's happened yet.
He might be getting to the end of his rope too, man.
That guy.
He's got one payday in him, and he's trying to get it, and I get it.
They got a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, they all look
Roundtree.
super athletic. Larry Roundtree.
He's one of them. He was a rookie that took last year.
But Eckler's like a top 3 running back last year, wasn't he? Didn't he finish the season top 5 at least?
I think it was number 2, wasn't it?
I think so. It was
McCaffrey was number 1, right?
No, Brendan. I thought it was Jacobs.
He was at one point. I don't remember who ended up there.
I think it was McCaffrey, man.
Yeah, I would have to.
But it was probably those 3 in the top 3, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And losing that would be huge.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
Unless,
and I mean the guy's got a nose for the end zone.
Unless it's one of those things we can get 80% production on a cheap dude, and we're all out wide. Kellen Moore is slinging it.
And Kellen Moore is going to develop the hell out of Justin Herbert. He's also just really good at play calling.
Yeah, but he's also had Ezekiel Elliott every year that he's in play calling too. So, God, you'd think you'd want to keep a guy.
Yeah,
I think Justin Herbert is going to be the most valuable quarterback for where he's going to go in the draft this year. I think
that could very well be possible.
I think he's going to finish top 3.
He's probably going to be the third taken.
I don't think so. You think okay? So do you think
I see people saying he might be QB1?
Yeah,
not in the draft, but like
I have him as
production.
I think I have him as QB4.
Okay, so let's play this out. Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, anybody else in front of him? Lamar. There's an argument to be made. Lamar's gonna have a big year too.
Yeah, I agree. But like I consider Lamar and Justin to probably be 4 and 4-1. You know what I mean? Like
close.
That's my value. If I could easily put them both in the top 5 because I think it drops off to the next tier after that.
Okay, so now where do you think you're gonna have to draft Herbert to get him on your team?
Second round.
Yeah.
Late second.
Oh, that's way too early.
I know, but
like, but you said our league, right?
One
person takes a quarterback, and then 3 of them are gone by the end of the second round. Almost every year.
I mean, I think
we don't have a lot of patience deep in our draft selection.
I mean, if they do that, go right ahead, folks. Because I
think that's just part of being in a 12-man league too, because you're sitting on one side of that snake draft knowing you got 24, and then if there is a run on quarterbacks, which again our league is known for, you might go from QB2 to QB6, which is a big deal.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's my argument. Like, would I love to have Justin Herbert? Would I love to have Lamar Jackson? Absolutely. Would I, if somebody like Jalen Hurts fell to the end of the second round, early third round, would I take him? Absolutely. Am I going to take him any sooner than that? No. So probably not getting those guys.
What about Deshaun Watson? What about Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, maybe, but I would rather.
Where's that number for him? Now we're going to possibly a full season of his insane athletic ability.
Well, here's the thing, though. Are you going to take Deshaun Watson, or are you going to take Jackson Smith and Jigba or Jordan Addison? Because that's where they're going too.
I got it, man. I know.
Or you do what I did and draft a super high quarterback like the second round, and then trade him to somebody for Joe Mixon.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you might take a high pick on him, but you can almost always talk somebody else into buying him, right? Because that's real.
If you got one of the true, if you have like one of the true top 3 guys, then yeah, you could sell him. Otherwise, it's hard to sell a quarterback.
That's true.
I tried with Kyler all last year.
Yeah, you had a bad one to trade.
No, you said top quarterbacks.
I know. Kyler was a bad pick. He busted on me last year.
He did. His career's over.
He would be smart not to come back this year because they might be the worst team in the NFC.
I think you're right.
Maybe. Yeah. Any more to cover on the Chargers though? Like, I mean, out wide we got
Quentin Johnston.
We got Quentin Johnston. How are we feeling about that tight end? I like that tight end, Gerald Everett.
He's all right. He's a beast to watch. He's fun to watch.
It's getting old.
He doesn't look old.
He didn't look old last year. He got tired a few times. Remember when he got tired and gave up the pick? 99-yard pick.
That one was pretty bad. That was real bad.
That was real bad. He shouldn't have been on the field. You guys saw the entirety of that play, right? Like him on his helmet was like, hey. I gotta go. Yeah. And then not only did they say no, get back on the field, but then they
highlighted him out.
Yeah, and then there wasn't a second option for like just to go like, oh, I see that my receiver's not there.
Yeah,
throws it anyway.
That's why we're bringing in Kellen Moore.
Last note, or at least that I have on the Chargers, is they did add Eric Hendricks, middle linebacker for the Vikings, and that man is a monster.
Nice. More talent on the defense that never performs up to their
killer. Well, if those pass rushers stay healthy, that changes everything.
And they have more talent in that secondary. I mean, over from top to bottom. I mean, they always are one of the most talent. Like in the last, I feel like we say this every year. If the Chargers just perform like the
You know
talent
what?
they have on paper, they'll win.
I enjoy talking about the Chargers this way because they're fun to play with on Madden until we all see what they're really made of, which is made of Chargers.
Made of glass.
Because they do not have a postseason in them.
You know what?
Yeah, Schottenheimer just built into their DNA.
They should come out to Blondie, Heart of Glass every game because that's like, you know.
I agree.
Because that's how they play.
Can you sing a little bit more of this? Because I'm not sure what that song is.
I want you to do more.
It's one of my dad's favorite
so that
songs.
we don't get our copyright things.
All I'm trying to say,
I don't want to get demonetized here.
Oh yeah, of our 10 viewers, right?
That's awful.
Yeah, we don't have 10.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched it 4 times?
Hey, we can get to 10. I'll watch it 10. I'll put it in 10. Come on now.
All right, let's do it.
I'll use it to put my dog to sleep. Anyway, what I was going to say is, in a Kellen Moore offense, I think Keenan Allen, if he stays healthy, is going to be a revelation this year. We all know how good Keenan Allen is, but I think Keenan Allen in an offense with proper play calling and well-designed routes, a guy that is that good at getting open, I think he's going to have a great year. I like Keenan Allen this year. He's a little risky because he's old and he's been injured. I think Mike Williams might get booted to the curb by Quentin Johnston. I think that might happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You think booted to the curb as in like cutting the man? Because
as in he's going to be the third on. He's going to be the third on that team.
I don't know. He might be the one on that team.
It might be.
I think he's better than Keenan Allen at this point.
Not consistently, and I don't think he's bringing that kind of leadership to the table. But I think his potential definitely.
Yeah, I think he's the number one on that team.
I think he can't stay healthy, and he's wildly inconsistent. And the NFL,
he is wildly athletic. And Justin Herbert's got a massive arm.
It's true. I mean, you know, Amari Cooper was great down the field, you know, in Kellen Moore's offense. So, you know, we'll see.
It'll be fun to watch. I hope they keep Eckler, because if not, I won't feel nearly as excited about that team.
Yeah, they should. They should just for funsies.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I haven't heard anything about that other than
because he's not gonna agree to a trade anywhere that's not gonna instantly pay him, because that's the reason he doesn't want to stay in LA, because they're not gonna pay him.
Also, at this point, it doesn't make sense. You have Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott out there. Any team that's looking for a veteran, they're going to go get them way cheap.
It's true.
Why would they do that?
I think you're right. Like, it doesn't make sense on paper, but the fact that the team is allowing him to pursue it means that they're allowing some of his judgment. There's a lot of personal shit that can go into something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that could be viewed positively, too, in terms of the relationship, and that they're like, hey, we're not going to Josh Jacobs you. If you want to try to go get paid, try to go get paid. We appreciate your service here.
They might be looking at the market of Dalvin and Zeke being out there too, being like, yeah, go ahead, man.
It's true.
Yeah, we'll take one of those.
Cut that paid. Yeah, that's a good point.
Although,
Kellen Moore might have Zeke Elliott again.
I think where I think
the skill difference and like the skill set between Eckler and Zeke at this point. I think Dalvin Cook would line up way more with that.
I hear what you're saying, but like, because of the price,
the rapport too.
Yeah,
because
they're not gonna pay him fucking $8 million to come in and run the ball. They're gonna pay him $2 million to come in and run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where a
1 year deal with incentives.
Mm-hmm.
They
won't get because they'll never be in the postseason.
I think these are the likely landing spots for those two. I think one of them's going to Cincinnati. And I think one of them's going to New England. That's what I think.
Okay.
Because I think New England's going to need a
Zeke doesn't go to New England.
I would hate that.
I think Zeke's going to New England, man.
Fuck you, man. Don't be like that.
Just
because you got to suffer your Aaron Rodgers loss, you don't need to be putting that kind of vibe out in the universe.
I'm excited to watch Rodgers in New York. I think it's going to be fun here to watch him out there.
Yeah, it'll be even more fun next year when he's a Viking.
That's true. Although Kirk Cousins.
Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers to Justin Jefferson?
That would be amazing. I mean, I don't give a shit,
man. I can't wait.
I love the Packers, but I also love football. So I want to see that as a football fan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
So,
like Brett Favre and Randy Moss all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot more brutal because I was some more pure Packers fan back then, so it actually hurt a little bit, you know.
And maturity is a crazy thing, man.
It's true. But should we talk about the Chiefs? Round this baby out.
That's all we got
Where
left.
The best team in the league, right?
We're humming along here. We're doing all right on time. Yeah, Chiefs. I mean, Patty Mahomes, QB1 off the board. Do you think is it him or Hurts or Allen?
I think it's Allen
Go
again.
first.
I don't think Mahomes. I think real world number 1. I think fantasy's probably number 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think he's number 3.
You know who I would take first? Absolutely, Jalen Hurts.
I get it.
Too.
I get it. I still pull Allen. But that's some fandom leaking in. I've gone too hard on Jalen Hurts. Hate. I can't.
I've seen too many stats last year, but
you were so wrong about Jalen Hurts
turnovers. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Need I remind you that I was right first, by the way, about him.
I'm glad you reminded
me
about that. That's good.
You're welcome.
I remember talking to a guy who liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers before everyone else did too, and that's how I feel about you now. I want you to know that. I'm like,
how would you describe that feeling?
Like, okay, good for you.
Let's sit in that moment. Let's sit in this moment.
Sweet. Before it was cool. Okay.
Yeah, that was cool before it was cool to be cool.
That's very cool of you, Patrick.
Hey,
you just like Jalen Hurts.
You're welcome to know.
He's a terrible thrower of the football. I just don't agree with.
I think that's been proven thoroughly wrong at this point, sir.
I think you're probably right.
But you know, all those touchdowns to AJ Brown, multiple touchdown games, I think would have proved that point.
An angry AJ Brown.
Man, was a monster.
He was fun to watch last year.
Completely changes the dynamic of that team, because if a team is only one-dimensional, no matter how good they are at that one dimension,
which is what you saw out of the Niners in the NFC Championship game. Literally can't wait the ball. Cool. Number 1 defense is gonna erase them from the game.
Mm-hmm.
We got cheated out of a really good NFC Championship game.
We damn sure did. That was sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it probably ended the possibility of Brock Purdy actually having a career, because I don't think he's gonna win that job again this year.
Oh my God.
It's a little bit like Case Keenum.
What could have been.
Yeah, exactly like Case Keenum, man. This guy you want to root for, you know. You know, but
at least we'll always have that moment of him doing the skull clap after they fucking.
That's the Stephon Diggs down the sideline.
Did that thing to New Orleans.
God.
The one that everybody clipped and put the Titanic music over, which has a completely different meaning now.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, dude. Hey, you know what, dude? Like, do I feel bad for those folks?
Oh no, we're diving into it.
Well, this is the morbid cast, man. This is current events. And before we get into the Chiefs, let me say something.
Can we dive in weeks after the
No, let's dive in because they
careful. Let's not let this podcast implode.
Oh God, there's too much pressure.
Ooh.
Jesus, you know, seems like they sprung a leak. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
yeah, that one wasn't as good. That's all right.
It wasn't.
Appreciate the effort.
You know what? You should.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Meatloaf
it's passing grade. D's get degrees.
Did it pass inspection?
Anyhow, whatever about the sub. Anyway, so
back to the Chiefs.
Back to the Chiefs. So
from the depths to the top of the mountain,
from the Eagles to the ocean to the Chiefs,
soaring,
full circle
to boring to whatever. I don't have anything. Anyway,
the AFC Championship game is going to be in Kansas City this year. That's what it is.
And you don't win in Kansas City in the postseason
unless you're Joe Burrow,
Bills,
and the
Burrow.
Bengals.
Yeah, Burrow.
It's Bills, Bengals, Chiefs. That's what it looks like. But hey, Baltimore, let's see what they look like.
Baltimore's going to have a year.
Let's see what they look like with a real offense. Or with a real offense.
You know who else could be interesting? The Jags might be a dark horse.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about them when we get to our next pod.
Yeah, I know. Let's get on to the Chiefs. All right. Anyway, Mahomes, I think, if you're not taking him in the second round, you ain't getting him. If you're the
first
person
chief.
who took, yeah, no, he's not the first chief.
No, I was going to
chief
say the first chief. Yeah, he's going to come.
Yeah.
He's going to go in the first round.
Kelsey right now in best
by
ball?
me. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to take Travis Kelce.
Flip it.
Wherever I am in the first round. I hope I don't get the first pick.
I'm marking this moment right now because if you
Because
don't,
if I pull that
filthy
ace,
liar.
you're gonna see me trading with whoever's got 12. I'm like, yeah, I know you want number one. I got to take Kelce first. I can't do it at number one.
I will remind you too. I will not forget.
All right,
and I will
don't
trade
remind
you
whoever
for
I'm
the
trying
pick.
to trade with. Okay,
It's been written down. You can't read that, but there's proof.
No, I can read it. You got a good camera.
No,
6:27 at approximately 8:05 p.m.
Where do you guys think Kelsey goes? Where do you think he goes in the first round?
Into the first round, like top 10
Pick
or
7 or 8.
I was gonna say 8 or 9.
I think 7 through 9 is a good place for him in the season.
I think you get 3 wide receivers, probably 3 running backs, and maybe a quarterback if somebody's really feeling froggy.
This is who I think goes in front of him: McCaffrey, Jefferson, Chase, Kupp, Hill, and then it's fair game right there. Maybe Bijan.
You think Hill goes in front of him?
It's tough when you get past Jefferson,
doesn't
Chase,
die first.
McCaffrey, and Kupp. After that, those are the 4 that I think are solidly in front of him. After that, if he doesn't die first, I just heard that. That's great.
What kind of delay are you on out there in Wisconsin?
No, I was in my own brain, and then I just remembered what he said. I was thinking about what I was saying, so that's how it works.
It's a slow burn on that one.
Yeah.
So back to the Chiefs.
Well, I'm trying to get through it, man. We're talking about Kelsey here. Is this the year he falls off? I don't think so.
No.
There's no competition there. Unless he doesn't suffer an injury, he's going to be fine.
I'm not calling for the decline of Travis Kelce until I start to see it with my own eyes. And that man is beyond on top of his game.
How can you doubt that guy?
Yeah. He's great.
And there's nobody there. There's nobody. There's less there this year than there was last year.
And it won't matter.
I don't want him to fall off. Both the Kelce brothers are so likable.
What he's all telling, did you hear him tell Jamar Chase, don't ever disrespect Mahomes? Mm-hmm. Jamar Chase was like talking some trash about Mahomes or whatever,
Should never give that man a microphone. Never give him a microphone. You should
Chase?
Always, but no.
Always.
Kelce.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, always.
From the viewer standpoint, always. From the owner of the whatever company he's being broadcasted on, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
He's great.
I don't know, man. Don't you just take those hits because, you get those clips on your network? Everyone's talking about it.
It's valid.
You own the rights to that. How many times have people clicked on it?
It's true. Can we mention the best, maybe, clip of the offseason with him when he was at the White House and he tried to go up to the podium and start talking? And
that's what I'm talking about. They're like, no. This is the one time that this is not going to be cool.
Can't do it.
That was amazing.
It's presidential.
It's better whatever the fuck our geriatric president's going to say anyway. Come on.
And on that note.
Anyway.
Yeah, no kidding.
Andy Reid. Do the Chiefs have a burner downfield? Because Nicole Hartman's as a Jet now.
They're saying Kadarius Toney. Everybody's pumping Kadarius Toney as the new Tyreek
I believe
Hill.
it. I believe Kadarius Toney's going to – I don't say Tyreek Hill, but, he's going to be – he's going to be big in that offense.
And with Toney there now, nobody's talking about Sky Moore anymore.
That's not entirely true, but I don't buy it. I don't like Toney. I'm not taking Toney. I want him.
I'll take Toney.
Go ahead, man. I don't think he can stay healthy.
What are you taking him?
I gotta do more research for that because I did have him on my squad last year, and he got hurt after one use, but that one use was 28 points or something like that. I'm real high on him for the one time that I used him.
I'm trying to think of other wide receivers I can throw at you to see who you would take. Patrick, help me out.
I got you. I'm looking it up right now. I was redheaded. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up the rankings. If we're looking at Kadarius Toney right now, okay,
this is where he's going.
Kadarius Toney. These are the wide receivers that are going around Kadarius Toney in ADP. Gabe Davis, Jordan Addison, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Brandon Cooks, Rashad Bateman, Cortland Sutton.
Brandon Cooks. That's a good one to ask. Which one are you taking, Tony or Brandon Cooks?
Tony.
Yeah.
I think Brandon Cooks is done.
Really?
You know who I'm taking in there? Jordan
Hmm.
Addison.
Really?
Absolutely. Big on Jordan Addison. I also like Jackson Smith and Jigba more than Tony.
Yeah. Those are both rookies, right? Because I don't know anything about those guys.
Yep. Jackson Smith was the number 1 rookie taken by Seattle. He's already lining up in the slot predominantly. He's going to play in the slot for that offense, and he's going to have Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf out there pulling defenders away. I think that guy's going to crush in the slot.
I mean, yeah, but with their running game too, like how many balls in Seattle are going to be available? Like just like for quantity, I mean, his numbers are going to be low.
I think the one who
You're
gets
going to take
hurt the
him
most
over Tony?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Everybody's all hot on Tony, right? Tony, okay, they brought Tony in. They brought Tony in. Okay, if he's supposed to be this great player and all this stuff, and they're so hyped on him, he was on the field for 10 snaps a game when they brought him into KC last year.
That can't stay. That offense had already been built, and they brought him in like week 10.
Okay, fair enough. But all I'm saying is we've never seen him do it.
That's fair. We haven't seen him do it, but man, the first time they used him, they couldn't just guard him in the red zone.
He's electric with the ball in his hands. I don't think the guy can stay healthy. I'm not going to have him on my team.
That might be true, but he's got Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, and if he's electrifying, like I don't see Andy Reid not making him big deals.
He is the ultimate boomer bust. He's wide receiver 10 or he's wide receiver 100.
So we can agree that his ceiling is much higher than everyone that he's been drafted around.
When the guy is on the field with the ball in his hands.
I really appreciate you making my case for me.
To tackle. No, he is. I agree with you. My case is I don't think
higher
he's going to stay healthy.
Lower floor. But even now, I'm not sure that it's a lower floor after I said it out loud. Because the other guys you mentioned can also do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather in that range, though.
I like that lottery pick. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair. But the thing is, the way that I construct my roster, by the time I get down to that tier, I'm going to have, whatever.
But think about it, he does the top 10 part. That's league winning. That's a league winning draft.
I don't count anything but championships.
If you get a Tyreek Hill style play in the 7th or 8th round, that's a league winning draft.
That's true. You're not wrong. But I think Jackson Smith could be that too.
That's true.
So I think Jackson Smith brings a higher pedigree. And look at me. I mean, how hypocritical am I? We're talking about Jackson Smith, who literally missed his entire last year because of injury. Right? Yeah. I'm saying this about Kadarius Toney. You know, like, come on. Everybody can get injured. I hear you. I just like Jackson Smith better. That's what
I like the scenario in Kansas City.
That's fair. But the other thing that I think is going to happen in Kansas City is that you do have Sky Moore there. Sky Moore proved himself last year too. He was productive when he was on the field. His after the catch, his yards after the catch were phenomenal.
But there's no more Juju, so like one in, one out.
Well, you still have MVS. MVS is going to be on the field. He's going to be one of the three for sure. Valdez-Scantling, right? And then I think you're starting 3 wide receivers out there. I think the starting lineup to begin the year is going to be Kelsey's on the field and 2 wide receiver sets. I think you're going to start with Sky Moore and MVS because I don't think Kadarius Toney is going to be a starter. I don't think so.
How often do you think they're running 2 receiver sets in Kansas City?
That's fair. I think it's going to be those 3 on the field. However, they also took Rashee Rice in the draft, and they're high on him too. He might be one of those guys out. None of those guys.
And we all know that the Chiefs tend to, at least the last few years, the Andy Reid era, they run their offense in 2 phases, essentially. You get weeks 1 through 8, and you get the rest of the season.
That's true. And
about midway through, there's a couple different guys you're usually talking about than the start of the season.
You really want those running backs to start the season, and then you want to chuck them out about week 6.
Yep.
Well, nice segue, by the way. Speaking of which, done like a professional, sir, because it's time to talk about the running backs. So that was well done. It really was. Anyway, it's even more well done if we're pointed out over and over again.
It's true.
Anyway,
Keep beating that one into the ground.
Could you please pat me on the back, Patrick?
Well, no, it's like the point of a segue is to smoothly transition, and then when I bring it to a
and then to not do it is,
and then to pause there for 5 minutes to really dwell on it.
Yeah, no, that's solid gold comedy.
Speaking of which, you know, Isaiah Pacheco is going to be starting running back. Clearly, right? I'm in here in that job.
Yeah,
he's going to be the first and second down back, but Jerick McKinnon's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he obviously proved himself last year. He had so many big games. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is just a guy. He's going to be the backup.
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire's gone.
He's on the team still, is he not?
He doesn't mean literally. He means
figuratively. I mean, as far as like fantasy relevance,
sure. Unless somebody gets hurt. Yeah. Which could happen.
Another note.
He's a handcuff now, is what he is.
Yeah, you're right. And even then, he's worth one maybe pick because as thin as our fucking bench slots get on our team.
I don't want Clyde Edwards-Helaire on that bench spot.
No
There's
chance.
better players. I want Tank Bigsby. Is who I want in that spot. Because Tank Bigsby going to be a red zone player in Jackson. Now, anyway.
Now, the other note that affects both the running and the passing is the Chiefs let go of Orlando Brown, their left tackle. Brought in, what's his name, Jawan Taylor from Jacksonville, but they're transitioning him from right tackle to left. And between college and pros, he has about 150 snaps at left tackle. So, big gamble.
Orlando Brown was massive talent at tackle, too. You know what I mean? He's one of the better tackles.
Yes, he was.
So
where did he go?
Loss. I don't know where
that's relevant to this week's episode, I suppose, but I just don't remember.
Well, it is because we're talking about their offense. I mean, if Mahomes is on his back every play, then the wide receivers ain't going to have much value, you know? But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, we've seen the Chiefs with not great offensive lines before, and Andy Reid's a good enough play caller where he figures it out. And Mahomes is good enough in the pocket where he figures it out.
I think you're right.
Orlando Brown is in Cincinnati.
You know? Ooh,
that's spicy.
Cincinnati making some moves. I like that. They're like, you know what? We'll just take this little piece.
That AFC North is going to be is fun this year. That's going to be another fun discussion too. That's going to be a very tight division this year too. I think because I think the Steelers are a lot better than people are giving credit for.
I hope Pittsburgh gets last in that division.
That's fair. They really improved their O-line though. They did.
Yeah. Do you think they got it at quarterback though?
I think Kenny Pickett's going to have a much better second year. Anyway, we'll talk about it at a later date.
Did we do it? Did we do it?
I think we did it.
Yeah.
We did
so we all come to a consensus. We got the Raiders finishing fourth. Do we all agree on that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Broncos third.
We brought them around.
Are we keeping the champions on top?
Got to. They're the best in the league.
Okay,
Not just
we have a unanimous vote on this division.
That's nice.
And we're not even really contemplating.
Unity.
There you go. Except for shitting on Patrick for not winning the league.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what? I'll win it this year, and then we can all be equals again.
God, that'd be a hell of a podcast next year. Just the Champions Cast. That would be called.
That would just have to rename it.
the
Dundee Winner's Circle.
There you go. The three-pointed circle.
Yeah.
No, we should. The squared circle. That's what it should be called. And not acknowledge that it's a triangle.
For our guest star, just have somebody that's never won the league, so the three of us are just roundhouse them for the whole episode.
Fuck.
Every time they say something, hey, remember when you didn't win? All right, so back to us.
Right. That'd be like a 2-minute segment where we're just going to shit on them.
Oh, shit. Every single time that we introduce them, we go, all right, and tell the viewers what your name is. And then as soon as they get to it, it doesn't matter what your name is. And just hit them with it every week.
Go ahead and tell the group what your name is, your team name, and approximately how many league victories you have.
Nice. So, I mean,
it'll be nice when Patrick's not just like filling in that, like theoretically.
It's true.
Get it together,
Patrick. First of all, anyway.
I'm trying to think of like when like the host of a show, think about like Undisputed or some show like that has a host and then two champions on either side talking about their opinions. Patrick's here to facilitate that between us.
You know what? I'll take that because a lot of times that host is a beautiful man. And I guess if that's what we're calling me in this situation, fair enough.
I mean, you're the one that did it, but like, go you, man.
Hey, chosen one.
Hey,
yeah, right. What do the gods tell you now?
Hey, I still remain.
They tell me it's beautiful.
That's right. They tell me I'm beautiful. They tell me I'm beautiful, and that one day I'll have my day in the sun, no matter how many times they disappoint me.
I'm gonna make a playlist that is just like sad girl music from like 2013 for you.
And also,
I see
I
some
was a
Sinead
champion
O'Connor
last year,
in your
just not in
future.
this league. I won my dynasty league last year.
Hey, bro, that doesn't matter.
Okay,
all
go
here.
for it. Yeah,
Stop
It matters
that
to the
shit. I
two
bet you
Go
almost
you.
won a bunch of
$50.
money in your best league
Russell
bet
Wilson
things
cost
too.
me $30,000.
Yeah, you're damn right he did. Still not over that. Anyway,
We know.
Yeah, so that was the
So
AFC
does
West,
all
folks.
three of our audience.
Russell Wilson cost you 30 grand, but your fantasy team cost you first place. Maybe shift your focus a little bit.
There was a few things that cost me first place, but anyway. Now,
you want to talk about those?
Nah, at a later date. It'll take me hours. We'll move across. I mean, I got a lot of excuses. It'll be the excuse cast. We'll do an excuse cast. I'll do an hour of excuses. It'll be a good podcast.
It'll sound a lot like this one.
Hey, are you flying back for the draft?
You're damn right. We'll be there. Yep. We'll be there for a couple days. We're taking a day off. We'll fly out Saturday night. We'll be there Sunday, and we'll fly back Monday.
So no excuses for the rest of you.
That's right. You better fucking be there. I'm flying across the country for you. News.
Yeah, we'll just replace you. We have a list of like 18 people that want to be in our league.
We do have a list. So,
dude, we just hired
folks.
We just hired a barback named Levon who hit me up on his second day of employment about our league. I swear to God.
It's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to join a separate league to bring in all the people that want
so
to be
that you could win
league.
something.
Oh, we'd have relegation and promotion between.
Oh, that would be
leagues.
fun.
Oh,
that would be very fun, actually.
Like the bottom three and the top three swap places or something like
just
that.
Put an idea in my head, sir.
That's really good.
I don't know if I got
really
that in me for the work, though.
It'd be really tough to keep Dave
three
around
of us.
after he gets
There
relegated.
might be. What's that?
It's gonna be tough to keep Dave around once he gets relegated.
Oh.
That's true.
Dave,
Dave almost already quit.
Dave
almost rage quit this year.
Nah, we're good now though.
I know. We're all good.
New beginnings.
The league is beautiful. You can't leave. Everybody that's in the league deserves.
Don't show your throat.
We're gonna see Dave in a hot dog suit.
Dave is a hot dog suit.
Hey, you know what? Props to Dave though. I will be having a hot dog when I come out of that. Man makes some
absolutely.
Dude, don't sleep on those corn dogs. I'm saying
they're great too. I mean, everything that guy does.
Potatoes. They got alcohol now for those that don't know. And
holy shit! This podcast brought to you by Seaside Slushies and Dogs.
Oh, they're definitely our leading sponsor, right?
I mean, other than the name sponsor.
They sponsor us $100 every year.
2, because Austin's in the league.
That's right.
Oh hell yeah, we're getting all that.
Shit. Well, we gave him props, and then we got to keep them even. We built them up. We got to bust them down. That's how we do it around here.
That's how we do it around here.
So, it's gonna be a good time. The draft is gonna be fun. It always is.
I'm all excited now.
Yeah,
I got into this podcast oh geez, I don't have the energy, and now I'm jazzed as fuck. I want the draft to be in a
I'm about to go play Madden.
I've been playing Face of the Franchise a little bit and throwing all kind of picks because I haven't played Madden in a hot
Did you see they added the Mahomes diving sideways throw animation
to the new game?
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
Oh god,
cool.
I'm gonna be so fucking sick of that. Fucking week 2 of Madden being
every time you see some guy throwing an 80-yard bomb while he's falling down, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, they did the same thing in hockey. They just ported that shit over. I guarantee it. Because in hockey in the NHL, I've been Dave got me to buy NHL, sold it to me.
It's a good game. It's a fun game.
It's fun. Okay,
you're playing shuffleboard with your homies when you got a cocktail on you.
Yeah, I've been playing D4. Where I'm playing Diablo. Diablo 4. Fantastic.
Highly recommend.
Good game.
Fantastic.
Good game.
Yes.
I'm stuck on the new Zelda, and I'm absolutely loving it. Ooh,
Fair
big
enough.
video game news.
That one's good too.
GTA 6 got announced today.
Okay.
Or was it
Grand Theft Auto?
For Grand Theft Auto holiday next year release.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 18
and
months.
Look at that.
Hell yeah. My name will be on that trophy twice by then.
Oh, fourth place finish
The
comes in.
fourth place finisher has arrived. In fact,
The whole top four is here.
beautiful one
The
herself.
winner's circle.
Brought to you by everyone
the one
who
that brings
matters.
the real beauty to this podcast.
Get fucked,
Here she is.
everybody.
The
else.
only
The
beauty.
lovely Erica
Hello.
in the house.
Also known
Yeah,
as
you're
our
right,
producer.
Freya. Also known as our producer. Although, to be honest, I took over some of those duties, but she got it going. She got it going with some beautiful graphics that will never.
Man,
Patrick
couldn't let
couldn't
that
even
one
let
go.
her have her glory.
Jesus Christ, Patrick.
Hey, we're married.
What's
Come on now.
going on?
I don't butter up.
We're married. I'm done being nice.
That's right. Exactly. If she's not, look at this. Huh? Come on now. All right, guys. You want to end the recorded portion? You want to chat a little bit more? What do you guys want to do?
Yeah,
I
let's sign
like
off.
the idea of us talking more with nobody else being able to listen. Like, let them know that we're gonna hang out after.
I'll edit it right here, so we don't have.
So
to
we still
stop
get to
it.
talk about this last part that I'm rubbing in other people's faces that they're not going to see us anymore.
Yeah, well, right here is going to be the cut. So right
here,
cut. That's
you should do it now.
We didn't even say goodbye though. So thanks for listening, everybody. This has been our recap for week 1.
All right. Hey, thanks for listening. It's our first one. Screw you guys.
Everybody get fucking cut.
Yeah, fuck you, cut. It's over. Get out.
Get the fuck out of here.
I gave you too much advice as it is. Told you who I wanted, who I don't like.
Yeah, listen to him if you want to get third place.
Hey, for some of you, that'd be a big swing up, so maybe you should.
That's not wrong. That's not wrong.
Literally, for everyone who's not here.
Nobody made it this long.
No.
Except Brant.
No.
Brant's a true listener. And you know who else is? Alan.
Alan is too.
For that matter, I bet we get Strozzy too.
Strozzy listens to them all too.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
We got 6-7 solid listeners.
I like
Hello,
Strozzy.
gentlemen.